Time now for PFT on Yahoo Sports. Peter King and Mike Florio. Big stories in the National Football League. And the biggest story right now by far, that epic Monday Night Football game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns, a 47-42 victory by Baltimore. How do we feel about both of these teams moving forward? And Peter, let's start with the Ravens, who are 8-5, but still technically on the outside looking in the effort to win the 7th seed in the AFC. Do you think they can parlay this victory into a playoff berth?
I think they'll make the playoffs, Mike. I think the biggest issue now going forward is whether, look, they have absolute zero depth at quarterback. And, obviously they have to hope that Lamar Jackson can hang in there, because what are they going to do if he doesn't? Obviously they'll sign somebody and they'll have a backup, but their only hope, I think, is if Lamar Jackson can obviously play the rest of the way. I think the one other issue, if I'm Baltimore, that I'm a little concerned about right now is just the simple fact that they really are, even though they put up 47 points or 45 plus 2, whatever you want to call it, they are so reliant now, in my opinion, on Lamar Jackson and his legs. Their passing game, I think it might have been Brian Greasy on the broadcast who said this team needs a receiver. A very disappointing game from Marquise Brown despite the late touchdown. You can't drop as many. What is it about great receivers or people who you thought were great receivers who all have the dropsies now? It's incredible. Everybody on Pittsburgh's dropping them. And last night, Marquise Brown, he'll either get credit for 2 or 3 drops, and the game might have been changed permanently. If Marquise Brown catches that ball from McSorley late in the game, it might not have required all the late heroics. But, so much pressure now on Lamar Jackson to be Mr. Everything for Baltimore.
We hear all the time about these gloves, the technology that makes them so tacky, and if you've ever tried them, they are incredible. Makes it even more amazing when professional athletes who are paid to catch footballs can't catch footballs with the assistance of those gloves, and that's what made the catch by Marquise Brown and the touchdown that put the Ravens ahead late so much more memorable, because when it went in his direction, the first thing I thought is this guy is going to drop it. But you're absolutely right.
Don't drop it.
Lamar Jackson, that has become the focal point of that offense, and you're putting too many eggs in that basket, especially if he has to run to the locker room and put something in a basket or have cramps, whatever the case may be. The Cleveland Browns, even though they lost, and I know Kevin Stefanski, the coach of the team, said after the game, Peter, there are no moral victories. I expect every coach to say that. They have to feel good about the last 2 weeks. They have shown they can compete with the best teams in the league.
Yes, but all I know is that, look, they've given up 38, 38, and 47 points in 3 games to their division rivals. So I would be more on the side of Stefanski after that game last night than anything else. And look, they played valiantly, and Baker Mayfield played valiantly. They are a really good competitive team. But, their defense, 3 games, huge games, it's been a track meet. Mike, look, to average giving up 41 points a game in your 3 biggest division games of the year, it's not sustainable. So, look, you can look at the Browns and say, man, gallant effort, valiant play, all that stuff. But it's just, you can't last playing with a defense like that.
Look, I agree with you completely. The problem is, and I guess this is a good thing for the Browns, it's not like there's a lot of great defense being played anywhere else, which could serve them well. They are destined to make it to the playoffs. It'll be interesting to see what they do there. That's it for this edition of PFT on Yahoo Sports. Thanks for some of your time. We'll see you again down the road.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.